What's going on YouTube? This is 2013 Ford Fusion. I am changing the alternator, which is right here. And for you guys that has a 2013, I know you guys probably killing yourself trying to figure out what's the watts, what the amps to it, which is 150 amps from Ford. And you can get this alternator at Ford, and it's gonna cost you $445, but then they would give you $70 if you bring the core or bring the old alternator back. It's inside of the engine bay, and this is a 2.5 liter non-turbo, non-heated seats, because they will ask you that. This is your tensioner, and you can see right here. Gonna go ahead and put that on there. All right, quick. 13 millimeter. As you see, 13 millimeter. Pull up, and you see a tensioner. That's how you remove your belt. And before you guys do that, move the belt, you want to take several pictures to make sure that you have the right configuration of the way that belt goes back on. Because you got to remember that goes on your power steering, your water pump. You don't want to put that on incorrectly. So, looking at the 2013 Ford Fusion, it seems really simple, but it's going to probably take me a good hour or a little bit more. You got to unhook a lot of things. I'm hooking my AC hose, the hose to the radiator that's right here, to give me some room to play with. Obviously, you can't mess around with these two particular holes for your AC Freon. I'm not going to even mess with that. But down here, you can see you got one screw here for the alternator, and then you have two right underneath that. And you can use a ratchet to get underneath there, and that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get these hoses out of the way so I can have room to actually perform that. So I'm going to stop this video, and then I will continue once I have all of the hoses removed. Alright, as you see, I took these little pins up out of here, out of these holes here, to make it easier for me to get to these hoses. Same with this one. Pull this out. Pretty much what I'm using here is flathead, and to just pinch it. It's almost like wire cutters, whatever you want to call these. Needle noses, I meant to say. And be careful on the inside of here, because you do not want to pull that plug out. But now I'm able to actually pull this plug out to get this plug out of my way. And by the way, I did disconnect the battery so that there's no power flowing through, so I don't get shocked. Alright, next I'm going to be pulling this hose off right here, and then also the engine hose, so that would free up space for me to get to the alternator that's pretty much right here. And as you see with this hose here, it's the AC hose, connects all the way here, and as you see, that hose runs all the way around, comes there. But I'm just going to pull this particular end of the hose off, and then also I'm going to take this one off as well, so I can get this hose out of the way, pushed up that way. So I will be able to bend this hose here, because it's connected here, and with this connector, and bring this hose back to free up room, so I'm able to get a better look at the engine hose, and which this one is, look like it's connected almost to the radiator, if I'm not mistaken. So, but yeah, speaking with the hose, you want to find something to plug these holes, because there is definitely going to be fluid running through these hoses, so be ready to get messy. But what I'm using that I feel that's going to fit is regular kids chalk, which is right here, and put it in a plastic bag to plug the hose, because you don't want to get obviously chalk inside of your fluids. So, and I have multiple pieces so to plug the hoses. But if that doesn't work for you, I mean, I would recommend you finding something that's coarse circular to plug the hoses. Some people use like depending on how big the tools, the sockets you have, you can use the sockets just as long as you plug it up really good and the fluids don't leak. So and that's just that. Be right back. All right, so far as you can see, I got that hose removed. I went on and got the hose removed from there, and the AC fluid. As you see, now I'm starting to get space. Only thing that's left there is the hose for the engine compartment. And then if you scroll over, you can see right here where the hose start. I just brought it back, standing up because it's still fluid in there. And as I said, chalk with plastic, it works. All right. And then down here, I just took a bolt. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, that's holding up. And just got to get that one off and plug that, and then there is the alternator. I got the engine hose off. As you see, it's gonna leak. It's not too bad. Just wanna, I got enough to maintain, but in order for me to get that hose off of there, out of the way, if you look here, you definitely want to get this off, because if not, this is going to continue to be in your way. Once you pull this off, then you're able to manage to move this like back behind like the Freon or AC bar. So, and that's right here where your fan, you can see the fan right there. All right, but so far so good, and it's been about 30-40 minutes, not too bad. All right guys, I'm back again. Finally got that hose from off of there. As you see, it's right here. Remember I said it was pretty much ducked behind there. Now I have nothing but room to pull the alternator off, and yes, that bag is protecting from my fluids from coming out with the socket sitting in it. It's not gonna hurt anything. And then with this, I'm just gonna bend this hose back if I could behind here to get a little bit extra room. Actually, I'm just gonna take the clip and move it back and then bring the hose back, so I'm not like messing the hose up. But yeah, but there we go. There's the alternator. You got the one bolt here, and then you have two that's gonna be underneath it. And then you also have the plug for the alternator right here, electrical, and then there's one more plug. I don't know if you guys can see down there. If you look on the right side of that, you want to pull that plug out as well. So and I'll be right back. All right, just removed the belt. As you guys see, the belt is off. Want to make sure that you have those pictures from the beginning so that you can install these belts back the way it's supposed to be installed. And then also take a look at your belt, the inside grooves, make sure that they're not like all chippy or anything like that. They looks nice and fresh. If so, I would recommend you changing the belt, but mine's pretty much still look brand new, and I had the car for almost 6 years. So all right, and I'll be back with you in a second, but now it's time to get that alternator off. Guys, you see, alternator is off. It does give you a little bit of issue right here. You see this like pokes out, so there is an indentation on the alternator. As you can see, like right there, you're gonna have to shimmy it out. Take a little bit of time. You're gonna have to pretty much hawk it. Last thing is this clamp right here. I left that in there. It'd be easier for me to get to with the alternator off, because I would have had to try to get underneath the car just to remove it. So that's to avoid getting underneath the car. You just got to turn it around and put a flathead in there, pop it off, and then start taking the steps of getting everything put back together. And remember, with your alternator, it is 3 bolts. You got 1 at the top, and then let me move this bitch out of the way. Yeah, for 2 at the bottom, but I'll show you another video in just a second. So, alternator's out, and as I said with the video, you'll see right at the bottom here, you have, this wire is a pain in your ass, dude. Like, so in a fucking way. Like when it's trying to get the those screws out of the alternator. Sorry about that. I'm like breathing out extra hard. Right here, and then there. That's all the liquid that you see is definitely from the antifreeze, but it's not gonna hurt anything. And then pulled it up here. Kind of like rough that up just a little bit, but it's good. And you will pull it right through here. You just have to shimmy it through, push back on these AC bars so that you're able to get it out. Other than that, I don't see another way of getting the alternator out of there. So take your time, make sure you don't break anything, and there you go. And now you just got to put everything back together as you took it apart. So have a good day, man. If you liked the video, just hit a like, and that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.